final segment of the show for today. We're talking to Dr. CPoe, and the topic is the Christian experience and self-esteem. And of course, Dr. Poe, let's continue our conversation earlier in reference to some of the overt. I think you mentioned overt self-esteem and et cetera.
Right.
Let's do that.
Well, I think it was at Duke University Medical Center. They did some research a few years ago, and they found out that there was a difference between genuine faith and faith that was external but wasn't really genuine. If a person's faith affects their choices, their decision-making, their day-to-day life, they found that these people had less depression, less chronic physical illnesses, they reported being happier, they had a healthier self-esteem. On the other hand, people who attended church as part of a tradition or just kind of for social reasons, these people didn't have the health benefits that the people whose spirituality was genuine. So there is a difference between what I say about my faith in God, okay, and whether or not my faith in God really impacts the decisions that I make. So people need to know that the choices we make in terms of whether those choices are designed to please God, whether those choices represent our efforts to do unto others as we would have them do unto us, or whether our choices represent or an expression of our effort to do unto others as God would have us do unto them, okay? Those choices impact how we feel about ourselves each and every day. As a matter of fact, the best thing that I can do is help another person, because that's really what serving God is about. Serving God is essentially helping other people, not out of a motive of getting something in return, okay, but helping other people primarily as a way of pleasing God, because God commands us to do so. And that's what love is about, really. Love is really about me helping somebody else and allowing somebody else to help me. And so when we practice doing that from day to day, the Holy Spirit in us blesses us to feel good about ourselves. And once you feel good about yourself, it's not permanent, okay? In order to keep that feeling, in order to keep feeling good about yourself, one has to continue to give oneself to serving God through helping other people. So that's why we're here, really, is to serve God through helping other people. We're not here to make a lot of money. There's nothing wrong with making a lot of money. We're not here to be famous. Nothing wrong with being famous. We're not here to drive an expensive car, wear impressive clothes. Nothing wrong with that. We're not here to acquire a whole lot of formal education. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But the important thing is to realize what our purpose for being here is. It is simply to serve God through helping other people. It begins at home.
And that's such a simple message, though, Dr. Poe. It seems that it's so easy to say, but it's hard to get across to folks. And I would imagine that it might be a problem that people don't give it an opportunity. You have to have something called faith that it will work out for you. You see, and if you don't have that faith, then I guess it would be easy to fall into depressions. But I think, as you indicated earlier, that it's such a general problem in our society today. As a matter of fact, let's, you know, we had an interview with some of the members from the Galaxy Drug Prevention Program, and they were saying the problems that many of the young people had in our that they have to deal with is that they've simply been turned off. They don't believe in anything, and that nobody really is out there trying to help them. You know, I think that they almost closed this organization down, the Galaxy Drug Prevention Program. They almost closed it down, and so now they contend that the young people who are out there are just aimlessly wandering around, aimlessly committing crime, and et cetera, et cetera. And so I think that that kind of information that you are bringing would be effective in those kinds of situations. But still, we have fewer of those kinds of situations now, since they're closing down many of these drug prevention programs for whatever violation many of the people who are involved in might have made. They simply close that down, and all of the folks that have been helped or assisted by it, they are then back on the streets. And from what I understand, that is the way it is on the streets around Nashville and other places throughout this nation today.
Well, you know, I think what you're saying is very, very true. What I encounter is a lot of hostility, a lot of hostility going on in families today. The children are being neglected. Children are